How do you encourage large corporate clients to be less fearful and more accepting of risk and innovation?
That's a big ask right there. And the problem is political. There are numbers, Dunbar, his last name, I forget his first name, has this number of 150. The size of an organization, once it reaches a certain size, and it doesn't mean the whole company, but of an organizational unit, once you reach a certain size, it's extremely hard to know people. And it's not about knowing the number of people, it's about knowing every person and then knowing everyone else's relationship to everyone else. And that's what you need to do to navigate a political climate. When you have a large organization, it's hard to get things out there because you can't convince people, because everyone is out there kind of postured to reject anything new because it's not theirs. And so when you have so many people doing that, it's really hard. As far as the fear goes, until you decouple people's future at a company, people's compensation or tribute at a company from their successes or failures, you won't get any innovation or risk takers. If you have an organization where if you fail and you lose your job or don't get a promotion, then you have a problem. You'll never get anywhere. You have to allow people to try things and see them not work and then move on to the next one. You have to have a business to be able to evaluate if something's working or not. And that's, a lot of business don't have that. A lot of business will look at their books and see how much money is going out and how much is coming in.
Yeah.
And they're not actually looking at any of the mechanics or where the money is coming from. Or you'll have a department that just sees it their way. And so and that's for organizational purposes and efficiencies. You have an accounting department, a finance department, and an operational department. But when you separate those parts of business knowledge from people doing the work, then they're separated. And the two groups don't communicate. And your operational group's like, well, this person's just spending a lot of money and we don't really understand what they're doing. And nothing's coming in, or it's coming in asynchronously from their spending. We can't measure it. We can't know exactly about it. And so it makes a lot of sense to stop doing that at that point. Let's not take risks. Let's do nothing, because nothing is great. The money comes in and goes out. Let's not change anything.